Well, greetings and salutations. um, as with most people who don't have particular plans for this holiday weekend, I got a little bored this afternoon, and I started, I started browsing just to see what's been going on. What's going on, everybody? Just to see what's going on, see what anybody's talking about, or see if there's any kind of new flat Earth stuff. And this was the funny part. I got to surfing around through Oakley's latest debacle, and what caught my attention. I mean, basically all I do is I bring him up. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. I didn't realize I'm not presenting my screen. My bad. Share, present to everyone. There we go. But and I went over to Riley's to Nathan's channel, and wanted to find out what was the newest topic, what they decided they were going to bring up today. And oh my god, this shit was funny. See, because I saw the little trailer thingy, I didn't listen to it. Most times I don't get a chance to do audio, but I saw live from St. B's, whatever, which didn't show anything. It looked like it was a trailer, so I didn't know, didn't care. And but I went through I typically bring these up, and then I just go like this. I kind of surf through and see if there was anything that was actually brought up worth discussing, or worth listening to, or worth seeing whatever the hell it was they were talking about. And the first thing I saw, of course, was this. And now apparently this has something to do with Mick West. Mick West put this line above here, and they're talking about refraction and stuff like that. I don't know any of the context of that, so I'm not going to make any comment on that. Nor am I going to make any responses to it, because I don't know what's being said here. Aside from the fact that there's a line being put up here, probably about 0.6 degrees above the horizon. Okay, I thought this was going to be something that was brought up about Jaronism and his failure on this, because of the fact that you can see the Kennegal mountains, and but he never did explain where 8,000 feet of the mountain went. so hello everybody again. Getting a lot of highs. That's always cool. Anybody know what happened to Globebusters? I mean, really. I haven't heard, haven't heard anything from him in the past 2 days. Jaron put out a video, but not worth anything. At least not by the title, so I didn't even watch it. But no, but I was just kind of, what I usually do is I'll play it, and then I'll just kind of tap through and listen to something that gets said and stuff like that. And I think it's Tim Osmond that's on this time, and at 29:30 on or about, my name got brought up. And you'll never guess regarding what. Well, I'll give you a hint. It's Riley talking to Tim, and Riley and Tim brings up the difference in observations from the beach level versus the should have been 30 foot, wasn't sure, maybe it was 40 foot, ended up being about 100-something foot, because flat earthers don't know how to use a tape measure. And the footage of the Isle of Man. Now we all, we're all kind of bored about that, but I can't help but pointing it out every single time they get this shit wrong. I can't help but do it. I'm sorry, sorry if that bores everybody, but I can't help but do it. Now, y'all gonna have to listen to what he says here. I'm gonna play about, I think it's about 2 minutes worth of the video, or of the hangout. So bear with me. Now, as far as I'm aware, it's Tim Osmond. If I'm incorrect on that, I'm sorry. There's very few people I know by voice, and So just watch this. Okay, just watch and listen, please. And it's probably going to scare everybody with the first set of volume here, but sorry about that.
Besides me on an observation, it's got 0.
Do you see the difference of mine though? Like, do you see the difference in how steady my camera is?
Yeah, but you weren't using full digital zoom. I was, and I was lay on my belly. How much?
Why do you use digital zoom?
To make it seeable, because it's 34 miles away, and it's only 100 feet worth of land. 200 feet worth of land. It's
Mine's
small.
26 miles away, and
no,
I can still. 34. You don't need to use digital zoom.
Okay, first let's check that real quick. There seems to be an argument, and I meant to check this before I got up on here. I don't know the exact distance, but it's apparently from the St. Beach to somewhere. It's either 34 or 20-something miles away. I didn't catch what he said there, 20-something, what Tim said there. Hold on a second. Let me go ahead and bring this up. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Clear. Turn that off. Turn this off. Can't show everybody what I'm working on right now. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. Let's just get the solid answer here, first of all. Now, it's going to come down to a difference in a couple of feet, depending on where he was, as he put it, on his belly. Familiar position for you there, huh, Nathan? Oops, shoot, wait a minute. Bring this over into the view. Since you want to use miles, okay, the Isle of Man from the St. Beach, okay, can be anywhere from 31, right, starting at 31 to maybe 33 miles. Okay, so I don't know where Tim got the 20-something, but nevertheless, 33 miles. Okay, cool. So clarified that. Now let me play a little further.
No, you need to look. Yeah, you need to be able to see it. Otherwise, people like Slice Barcane claim that they can't see it. Do you understand that perspective?
Slice Barcane, I've never heard you really address this, but you had these observations from, like, what was it? It was supposedly like 35 feet, and then it turned out to be like 120 or whatever. So why is there such a difference in the observation from near the ground level? And
now watch. He asked a very clear question. Everybody remembers when I pulled this up, right? I made this very thing here. Okay. Here was the old footage. The old footage at 61 kilometers should show 30 meters of missing Isle of Man, which is pretty adequate, seeing the fact that you don't see the town of Ramsey here. This is the new footage. Waterline is right here at the bottom. You barely see it on this one, right here at the bottom of the pictures, right? I put them at 1 meter. I don't care if it's even less than that, because you know what? 1 meter all the way down to 1 foot is only a difference of like a couple of feet missing from here, which is about 1 pixel missing from here. So I don't try and argue with that. And even though I understood the argument about the people down at the beach, but nevertheless, I put it at 1 meter, 61 kilometers. Okay, only 258 feet missing. These things, well, Snæfell is over here, North Barul, and it starts with a C. I forgot. Yeah, each one of those is well over 1,000 feet high. So, yeah, go figure. But now the problem is that now you guys, we've already been over this. You see here's the water line here. Here's the water line on the new stuff. Okay, a grave difference between the two. A grave difference between the two. Now, once again, here's Bonehead Riley coming to his own defense.
And up that high.
There is the same observation and the same results are yielded. Why is that?
Wait,
can you tell me?
It's a different observation, first of all.
The only difference is the
they're
height.
not the same result.
They are the same. They're exactly the same. Would you like me to go through it and show?
They are exactly the same. Okay. These are Riley's words. Okay. These are exactly the same. There's no difference. The only difference is the height. Those are his words. Like I said, Nathan's newest video, number 252, released on the 27th of May, 2018. He said that right there at about the 30-minute 33 mark. Okay. He says that both of these image sets are identical. Now, please note, never once, unless there was another time that I didn't watch, and I stand open to be corrected on that, but never once has Riley addressed the mountains that he can see. He always likes to talk about some dark smear of something he cannot identify. Okay, nor can I, and nor would I try to. Okay, but he says there is no difference between these two. Now, I will admit the hilltops are the same, but he says there's no difference between the two. Cool? Now, hold on. Now, I didn't even watch the rest of this yet, but I did watch up to this part, which is where I got the title for this hangout, and it's going to stay like this.
Joey, just for you.
Would you present
So when he makes a graphic, of both of those observations that you've done, there's not more land being seen on the higher one?
No, there's the same land scene. He's lying about the risen horizon. That is
same land scene. He's lying about the risen horizon. I'm lying about the risen horizon. The difference between this one and this one. Okay. Apparently, I'm lying about the risen horizon. Those are his words. You're full of shit, dude. Oh, and by the way, if he happens to show up in the chat, let me know. I'll invite him in. He can tell me all about it. You're calling me a liar with stupid shit in your own face, man.
isn't actually rising. He's showing you what you want, that he wants you to see.
Showing you what, dude, it's your pictures. It's your pictures. Deal with it. It's your pictures.
And he's not showing you what you should be seeing, which is all of the evidence in the one go.
Are you gaslighting me? I can go look at the 50 shows we did on Isle of Man, and then look at your observation with it, which is still a video on your channel, and compare them myself. I don't need Slice Sparkane. There's an obvious difference.
That's an awesome statement right there. Okay, from Tim. That's an awesome statement right there. I can prove the I can disprove all of this. I don't need Sly Sparkane. You shouldn't need me. Okay? You shouldn't. And I think that's an awesome statement, because as I have always said, I don't want people just to believe me. I present the facts. Okay? Never once have I said somebody's got to believe me on something or anything like that. Never once. I just present facts. So him saying that he doesn't need me, that's a true statement. He doesn't need, nobody needs me to do this.
I can do it for you right now if it's a distraction that Nathan's happy with, given that Rancy's just about to show you that the hyenas was the obstruction. It depends on which way you want to go. Do you want to get dicked by Rancy with the hyenas, or do you want to get dicked by me with the Isle of Man? Which one do you want, Tim?
Why do you put it in such terms?
Because you're going to get dicked. Pick, which way do you want to die?
Say, you're going to be dicked. So that's going to be the new word now. Getting dicked. Well, first of all, only one of us that seems to be running around with a dick here. And it's purple. I mean, that was all I really wanted to point out on this. I'm just, like I said, I'm just bored. And I wanted to point that out. Riley says that between these two images, his images, none of these are mine. So they're, he's presenting his own stuff. He's presenting his own demise. Okay. He says that there is no difference between these two image sets. The horizon did not rise. I'm just showing you what you want to see. Okay. That's what he says. Okay. There's nothing else to it. Riley, where are you, man? Did you get mad because I blocked Buddy Boy on my channel? Or blocked you, if that actually is you? Uh-oh, I see a lot of chat about somebody named Gary. If we move a 186 million miles to the other side of the sun, nothing. Yeah, why should there be, man? Hey, what's up, Sean? Nah, you won't find, but well, I don't know if that there seems to be some confusion on whether or not blocks, or excuse me, mutes carry over into the chats of live hangouts. We never really tested that one, but what do you call it? But if it does, I have him muted on my channel. I finally got tired of him, and plus he was getting real ornery with a female guest, and I'm sorry, you can have your own opinion of the way of the world, but you're not going to belittle women while you're doing it. I'm supposed to go look at something here. Hold on a second. Moving over here real quick. Uh-oh. Oh, sounds like somebody else got into it. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, but I don't, yeah. I know what you're talking about, Sean. But, no, it's just sad that you put out this evidence. Now, if I were to put out my own evidence of whatever, and somebody actually shows me what it's showing you, and can define it quite clearly, then I'm sorry, yeah, you got to relook at that. But Riley refuses to do that. Of course he does. Hey, what's up, Blue Marble? So what's this? Hold on. The stars follow the exact same circuit in the exact same amount of time over and over. Yeah, that means the stars are distant. Pretty simple. And if you do star trails, they're circles. And if they're circles, that means they're not on a dome. Sorry, Gary. Hey, what's up, Rich? What is the difference? What difference is the Isle of Man to the Chicago skyline? Well, for one, the Chicago skyline, per the 8 inches per mile squared claim, or excuse me, claim is the wrong way to put that, calculation. On a perfect sphere, the city of Chicago should not be able to be seen from various locations. However, it is seen under specific weather conditions, temperature conditions, blah, blah, blah. But even then, it's a rare occasion when it's seen in anything recognizable as the city of Chicago. So, yeah. Polaris makes a tiny little circle over 23 hours, 56 minutes, and 4.1 seconds. Hey, way to Google. Let's see. And it does so in the same place no matter what time of the year. Yeah, why? Because the Earth's tilt does not change. The Earth's tilt is always looking in the exact same direction. With a, what's that, I forgot the damn thing. It starts with an A. Yeah, with the exception of that. So why would it be any different? I lose you. Hey, did everybody notice that Surfpurzel was shown in the opening of Jaron's new video? I haven't really figured out why, but I just kind of thumbed through it. I guess Jaron's too much of a wuss to actually answer all the other claims that I laid out against him the other day, and he's just picking on people now. If I aim my telescope at Polaris and I pick up my telescope over a foot, it will still be aimed at Polaris. Yeah, so yeehaw. If I pointed my camera due east at any object and I'm you know, at a far enough distance, if I move it 10 feet to the left or 10 feet to the right, still pointing due east, it's still going to be looking at it. Oh, Gary doesn't have a model. Oh, that's still a question. You know what's funny? The other day I came out with that video, 100 plus flat Earth fails, and you know what I noticed? Not one of the claims that I produced there, or excuse me, that I reminded people of from flat earthers, not one of them was ever defended. Wonder why that is. Did y'all see Jism's new video? I've been arguing against it in the comments for days now. Gary, does your Southern Cross move across the same part of the sky? What the hell are you talking about? Stars are distant is not a reason. No, that is a cause. That is a specific cause. Man, all you guys get all these cool new things, man. I want a telescope. I'd love to have a telescope. I haven't had one of those in years because I took my camera out. Now it does what, 60 times zoom normal, and then up to 90 intelligent zoom, whatever it's called, and then after that it's just straight up digital zoom. And I actually got a little bit of Saturn the other day, and I also got Jupiter's moons. That was pretty cool. But I really want to. I want to film that cool. I want to film that nice. Okay, Gary, you say that the stars being distant is not a reason. What do you claim the reason for all that is? What do you claim the reason is that Polaris is always in the same spot? Huh? What? Who's there? Did I miss something? No, I'm not going to play that at all, man. That's somebody else's work, man. Oh, well, shit. Say something, dummy. Hold on a second. Like I said, this is just kind of a random hangout. I just felt like pulling that up. Wait, the Earth would have to keep tilted towards the sun to stay. What? Wait a minute. I'm even going to put this on video. I know the chat comes back, but the Earth would have to keep tilted toward the sun to stay aimed at Polaris. You're not too bright. Wherever is speaking. Well, you're not too grammar. Whoever was typing. The Earth remains in the same tilt throughout the year. It's pretty simple to understand. And the celestial point at which that axis is pointed at is a star we call Polaris. And it stays there the whole year round. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get Sean. Sean wanted to come in. Where's all that stuff? There it is. Invite a people. Grab that. Stick that. Your camera is different than a telescope. How is a camera different than a telescope other than the fact that it actually records an image? Dumbass. Next thing you know, you're going to say something like Jaron and say that lasers recognize depth, but telescopes don't. So, invite sent, Sean. Wonder what he's got for me. Oh, shoot. Plug this in.
So cameras are different than telescopes now.
Cameras are different than telescopes, dude.
Wow.
Wait. Let me read the rest of this now. If you center your telescope on Polaris, then move your telescope over 1 foot, your telescope will no longer be at Polaris. Will it not?
Well, possibly correct, most likely wrong. The problem is the orientation of the telescope. If you turn it while you're moving it, yeah, it's no longer going to be aimed at Polaris. But if the base is still in the same orientation,
Right.
it's still going to be pointing at Polaris.
And it would be pretty much impossible at that amount of angle variation. It would be pretty much impossible to do it in the first place. But giving them the benefit of the doubt, it would still be looking at Polaris.
Well, the best way to test this hypothesis that he just came up with, that I can actually just go through a mental exercise and say that he's full of shit, is mount your telescope on a platform that has wheels. As long as those wheels are perfectly lined up with each other, you can move it 100 feet in one direction or the other. It's still going to be aimed at Polaris.
Pretty much.
Because the parallax just isn't great enough.
And it wouldn't be, because otherwise the North Star would not remain in the north throughout the entire night.
Bingo.
And that's a couple thousand. Well, what would that be for an entire night's viewing? Let's just give it a 6 hour. Well, that would be the diameter of the Earth then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And it's still going to be in the same spot.
Right. Just rotated. Funny how that works. So what's going on, Sean?
Oh, nada. I just wanted to make sure that you didn't skip over the Jaron attention comment.
Oh, I ain't worried about all that. The
well, you brought up he brought up Surf in his intro. It's because in his previous video he called out me, you, Red, and Wolfie, I think, desperately seeking attention because all of those bought subscribers that he has aren't giving him the clicks. So he's not gaining revenue. He's actually losing it because he's paying so much for subscribers.
Right.
And he's relying on people like me, you, Red, and Wolfie to give him views.
Does he got something new out with our names in it?
Yeah, it's like the video right before that he did with the one with Surf and a couple other debunkers that I've actually never heard of.
Wait, hold on a second. Let me see. Like I said, I rarely watch this shit, but let me go take a look here. Is it actually on Jaron's?
Yeah, it's not in the title or anything. He's just kind of rattling off names like we're watching his videos all the time. Somebody pointed me to it, and then I watched that part of the video, and sure enough, he names off me by name without screwing my name up. He doesn't do the whole stuff blurred thing for once. He's actually trying to draw attention to his channel by goading people into making videos about him.
Yeah, I got these little hits on here because people send me links to this shit, and I follow the link just to find out what's up. But
and when none of us made videos about him, he's going after progressively smaller channels to try to goad them into making videos about him so he can get more attention drawn to his channel.
Oh, Jesus. What's the matter, Jaron? Nothing new, huh?
That 100,000 subscribers that you paid for is not making the views counts that you want.
100,001, man. But hey, Jaron, if you want my attention, I'll even watch the whole video. How about that? If you want my attention, which you're gonna say you don't, and then you're gonna blow this off like you have with every other debunk that I've made of yours. I'm pretty sure it's the Astronauts High on Science, because it was a video that he was. Oh yeah, because I keep getting told about that. I keep getting told that we're actually in it.
He was actually showing a NASA control room, and he's like, "Well, there's Sean Hufford, and there's Red's Rhetoric, and there's Sly Sparkane, and
shit. I wish I was in that control room.
Yeah, no shit.
What you hurting my feelings for?
But it's funny. He found one guy that was in the control room that has this long blonde hair and has like this Shaggy from Scooby-Doo beard looking thing, and he equates that with me.
Oh, well, that's definitely gotta be you. Well, if that's you, then the dude at SpaceX with the mohawk, that's me. I get to be the guy with the mohawk. No, that's not the one.
So was that an appropriate theme song for Anthony Riley?
Yeah, that works, man.
I linked
like I
it.
said, I wasn't gonna play it though because I know it's probably got a copy on it. But
yeah, it does. That's why I was like, don't play it over the stream. So I linked it into the actual chat. So I'm gonna do it again because I want everybody to see this. Because yes, this is Anthony's new theme song, and this is what he sings every time he joins a Nathan Oakley hangout. Because he is a happy camper.
where did my full thing go? These were all the pictures that I was messing with. Where did the thing go? Well, I was gonna, these were all the shits that I filled out here. Yeah, okay, Jaron, if you want my attention, instead of just saying that I'm somebody who's actually at a place where I wish I actually was working, yeah, you can quote me on that. You can tell me where you lost your 8,000 feet of mountain in Canagoo. You can tell me why it is that you think that your laser projected onto a board across I think it's Monterey Bay, was supposed to produce anything. You can tell me also what happened to all of your results of the videos that you didn't produce. In fact, you actually erased the commercials of and all the hype of for your canal test in California.
Oh, we can take it further than that. We can go back to balloon launch that never happened on these.
Hold on. I got a list, dog. I got a list.
Oh, okay. Go through your list.
What do you call it? You can tell me why it is that you deliberately screwed up your Star Trails claim video with the laser pointer at the ceiling when you deliberately offset the line so it made sure that it didn't work right. But you blamed it on your globe later because apparently your globe wasn't spherical. Let's see. You can also tell me about the moon shadows thing that you said are impossible. Because umbra and penumbra don't exist on flat Earth. Let's see. You could talk about the helmet thing that you unfortunately made your wife answer for you. I'm sorry to hear that. Where it's claimed that they use different helmets underwater to avoid the light refraction that would be required by such a filming. Let's see. Then the lines on a globe, which actually Dr. Zach explained for you, but for some reason you didn't decide to agree with that anymore. When you mirrored Kellum's video, didn't realizing that everything about it was showing a globe Earth because he was using a non-distorting lens. Let's see. We got boats going over horizon. Oh my God, that's getting old. What do you call it? But remember, you said, what if it's being squished? Let's see. Then let's see. Remember when you said that the eclipse of 2017 actually worked on a flat Earth map, but when I showed you that it didn't, and I showed everybody that it didn't, because somewhere down in Chile was going to get 2 eclipses that day, if that was actually the case, yeah, you didn't say anything about that. You ran from that one. Let's see. You remember this one, Sean? Remember the backdrop to the SpaceX car video is actually the Himwari?
Oh God.
That he couldn't even, and then he said that the Himwari stuff was actually wrong because it didn't look like Google Earth, because you didn't know how to line up Google Earth to have the camera over the damn equator. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
That was classic. That was so classic. And I actually, you know what? I actually went back and did a one where I set up Google Earth to have the Himwari's position with the sun on the other side of the Earth, so it was all dark. And then I turned on borders and places, so you got that yellow outline.
Yep.
And then I put that up against the one with the outlines. You can do that little outline
on the Himwari stuff, yeah.
On the Himwari stuff, and it matched up exactly. Oh my God, it was spooky how cool that was. And what do you call it? And then of course, let's not forget that from the live feed from the ISS, which is a little bit off from live, but live enough. From the live feed, he's expecting to see, mind you, the ISS orbits the Earth once every approximately 90 minutes. He's expecting to see cloud movement in the couple of seconds that you're over any one particular area. Okay, it flies over the United States. How fast is that, Sean? It flies over the United States in like minutes.
Yeah, it's literally minutes.
It's literally minutes. Go outside and look up at the sky, and kind of pan your view. Okay, and while panning your view for, let's say, a minute, how much cloud movement did you see? and you even knew where you were and how far you were away.
Well,
and then, of course, let's all talk about the camera that we don't have on the moon. Oh, come on, man. Really? You don't even believe super high definition stuff of a picture of a car, which I still think is the coolest fucking thing ever, of a car with the Earth in the backdrop. You don't believe that, but you would believe something that would be even more difficult to make out the features of the Earth. You would actually believe or want to believe being shot from the moon. Come on, man.
Well, do you want to take this further on his
Let's go, dude.
questionable path?
Let's
okay,
go.
let's go back to the lunar eclipse of 2015 on the equinox of all times. It was a nice little celestial event, lunar eclipse on the equinox, September equinox, and he crowdfunded a balloon, all of the materials, met his goal for crowdfunding, and was still asking for more money to fund other people to get their balloons. No balloon was launched.
Really?
Yeah, really. No balloon was launched. His excuse when pressed for it for a year was during an interview on some other channel, a flat Earth channel, that asked him about it. And he says, well, the wind chart said it was going to be blown into the ocean. I checked the wind for that day, and the wind was coming from the northwest, which means it would have been blown in towards the desert.
Right.
He lied. But then we can go on to his laser experiments across the bays, where he did a 3-mile test with that shining it on a board. That laser was actually donated to him by a viewer when he promised to do a 4, 8, and 13-mile test. All of those videos are gone.
Really? He promised to do all those tests?
Yes.
Sweet.
And on the 13-mile test, he said that he was going to replace the laser with a bright flashlight because he couldn't get targeting right.
Well, here's the funny thing. What he ended up with was the 4-mile laser test?
Yeah.
Right? But he didn't shoot the laser across the water, which is why somebody would want a laser for that in the first place. He didn't actually shoot the laser across the water. He shined it on a reflective surface, like it looked like a piece of whiteboard, actually.
It was.
So he shined it on that, and then he said he was right down at the water, which he wasn't. He was probably about a good 3 to maybe 4 feet above the water. And guess what? The Earth curve calculator said for that distance was about 3 to 4 feet above the water.
Well, he did have on his 3-mile laser test where he had the laser like 12 or 18 inches above the water, and he had a huge whiteboard for the backdrop for the target. And you could see that the laser was cut by the horizon. It was a hard line where it wasn't getting any light on that target.
Right. And that's the only one he left up just because he saw something. You know, I mean, come on. Sean, if you turned around and you went out and you bought me a laser because you think that I'm like the king of fucking doing experiments, right? If you went out and bought me a laser, I'm pretty sure that what you want me to do with that laser is shoot it across something and hit a target.
Yeah,
because that's why you would get a laser. Otherwise, you would just go get a super bright flashlight to see that if you can see the actual bulb. You know,
right? Well, that's what he was planning on doing for the 13-mile laser test, and that, of course, never happened. But yeah, I mean, all of these videos disappeared after people started calling him out on it. Just like his last canal test, all of those videos disappeared.
Right. We all remember what those. Oh wow, this one's.
I mean, hell, I made a fucking parody for his canal test.
Yeah, and we all remember what it looked like. It was just before the conference, and what do you call it? And all of them had that. It almost looked like the one that they're advertising for FE Core, you know, but it was just a different backdrop. It was actually the canal, and it had that little divot in the canal. You know, there was some kind of little, I don't know, outcropping there into the water area. And all of those disappeared.
Yeah.
See, I'm way back to a year ago now. All of those disappeared. Now, why is that, Jaron? Did you get tired of people asking you what happened with that test? Did you get tired of the fact that when you came to my channel and put out this big, long sob story of how you melted this and how it didn't work that and all this other stuff, which is probably all bullshit, but we also had somebody up. There was also somebody else there who actually came to my channel and say that they went out there and they had all kinds of failures. Well, guess what, dude? If you want people to support you on your actual scientific evidence, which obviously you have no shortness of, you know, purchased or not purchased subscribers and dumbasses who are stupid enough to send you money, okay, for doing nothing. Okay, there is nothing on your channel that I can't do right here at my desk.
I have to stand corrected. The 4 mile test is still on his channel.
Yeah, no, that one is, because that was where I got those clips from in my 101 or 100 plus flat Earth fails. That's where I got those clips from, and unfortunately, for some reason, I can't find it.
Now my question about the canal test is: did they drop the Globebusters episode where he actually talked about the one and only result he got from that?
Actually, I don't know. I don't know if that did he actually discuss something on that?
They actually touched on it for about 15 minutes, and he said that the only result that they got, which the globe head that showed up was all excited about, was when they held the flashlight at the target end above the guy's head, and they were able to see the light back at the beginning through the hole.
Oh,
when he dropped it down, they couldn't see it anymore. That is the only result they got, and that's where the laser should have been hitting if the Earth was a globe.
Oh god.
That is why there was never a results video made.
See, I don't see.
And I will say it again, and I've said it many times. This is after all that time that he said, well, we're waiting on the documentary crew to show up before we do the test. They showed up. Where's the documentary?
Right. Even if it failed.
Yeah, he was waiting on the documentary crew so they can document everything, get everything, and make a video out of it. That video's never come to pass, and he's deleted all trace of that video ever going to happen.
Right. Now, check this out. I got these people here in my chat right now. Now, if everybody there sent me, let's say, $10 to buy a device to do some kind of test with, okay, let's just make it a hypothetical test here. Then every one of those people right there would have the full-on right to say, I want to see what happened with my $10.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what my responsibility would be, let's say I went out to go do a, whatever test, a laser test. Okay. If that laser test screwed up, every one of those people watching this video right now who sent me $10, I would owe it to them to show them that this is what happened. I went out there, I did this, it screwed up. You know, the lens melted, whatever that was. It seems like they're really good at breaking these lenses, because that was even in the FE core thing too. Either lens melted, or bad weather on that day, so we went out the next day, or something like that. Okay, and I also like the part on that canal test that he did, that they said they didn't have access to that long road.
Well, see, here's what really gets my trigger tripped. Is all these people that have sent him money throughout these years for a specific experiment to be done, and then the experiment never either gets done or he never publishes the results. Why has he not been sued to hell and high water for fraud?
Because you can't sue for donations. No.
Well, if they're going through PayPal, no, because you can't prove what it was for. But he's done things through GoFundMe.
Okay, well that's something else.
Yeah,
but even then,
it was done through GoFundMe.
Yeah, but even then, I think that's all still considered donation. You're not paying for a service.
Well,
so they might. I mean, that might be the clause in that. That's all I'm saying. But
I know that if you donate to a GoFundMe and the money doesn't get used for the GoFundMe, people can sue you for fraud. I do know that. Any crowdfunding can be sued for fraud if it's not used for the purpose that they were asking for the money.
Well, if that's the case, then yeah, y'all need to get to sue it.
Because PayPal is considered a direct donation if it's going through a crowdsourcing fund,
right?
That it has a goal. If the money is not used for that goal, it is fraud.
That's probably the other reason for FE Core wanting membership and not sending money to do experiments.
Bingo. But I swear to God, if he ever does a GoFundMe or a Kickstarter or anything like that, I swear to God, I'm gonna dump money into it just so when he doesn't do something, I can sue him.
Oh, by the way, a little commercial interruption here. if you haven't already done so, and honestly, I wish I would have thought of this idea. And who knows, maybe if I win the lottery sometime between now and October, I'll take everybody with me. Greater Sapien, go to his channel. You don't have to, but I'm just letting you know this. Greater Sapien is doing a GoFundMe because he wants to be on the pole-to-pole flight that's going to happen in October. And I think it costs like 9 G's it costs like 6 G's for a coach seat and 11 G's for a business class seat.
Well, it's like a GoFundMe, but it's a different company because you can't take the money out until the goal has been reached. That way, if the goal doesn't get reached, the money gets automatically refunded.
Well, you can do that on Kickstarter too, or is it a Kickstarter?
I think it's Kickstarter.
Okay.
I don't think he used GoFundMe because GoFundMe you can actually pull money out at any point.
Yeah.
Whether you met the goal or not.
By the way, that's the most honest way to do things, Jaron. Is you set up how much the money cost, how much the
you want
or something like that costs, and then you don't take the money until you get that much.
Well, here's the thing with Jaron's GoFundMe. He still has it up, and it's still getting money for the balloon launch 2 years ago.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry, 3 years ago, almost. He was asking for $2,500. It's over $10,000 at this point, and it's still getting donations.
You know, this reminds me of that video I saw the other day about priests and fraud. How they'll even just say it to their pastor. You know, they'll even say, you know, Father needs himself a Learjet, and people will send money for it. You know, I mean, how stupid are you people?
Yeah, so people who are still donating to a balloon launch that was supposed to take place 3 years ago, you need to stop. Because he's just taking your money and running with it.
This is so fucking funny. Oh,
he did that with the entire crowdfund.
And what are you guys paying for anyway? I mean, literally, there is nothing that these guys have done that I can't do here at my desk. And no, I'm not talking about the FE course shit. As cool as I find that laser get up, and yes, I find it cool. They still haven't produced anything. They bring for all the hype, for all the discussion, they've shown about maybe 3 trailers and made a PDF. I mean, guys, I can make a PDF. I can do that in minutes. And I can fill it full of all kinds of stuff. Still doesn't mean that I proved anything. Wait. Globebusters got $600 in one hangout to pay Jaronism. Pay for a Jaronism. To pay for Jism NASA tape.
Yeah, here's the GoFundMe for the Globebusters balloon launch. Their goal was $600.
Oh,
they got 2,075.
2,075.
Yeah, and that was the balloon that got shot down by the CIA.
because they are banging on the door of established science. Yeah. I don't know how many people have come up to me saying, "Oh, you see, Jaron proved you guys a liar" and stuff like that. And then I have to keep on linking that second video that I did.
And here's the cool thing about it. You know, their goal for this GoFundMe was $600. The opening paragraph says, "Hello all. We have been planning this balloon launch for quite a while, and we thank those of you who donated when we first considered doing this almost a year ago." They're trying to tie in the first fraud campaign with this one. The one that was fully funded and then some.
I'd be saying, show me the money that you collected already. Lay it on the table.
To continue, at that time, we had $550 donated, and that money has since been sent to Bob. Jaron, you're full of shit. You made a video that says that you had met your $2,500 goal, and we're still asking for more money so you can get other people funded for their balloons. Your balloon never went up, and a year later, you supposedly gave this $550 that you collected from this $2,500 fundraiser that you met to Bob. You're a liar. Flat out. I hate this dude. I really do.
Yeah.
He irritates me.
To Thin Fourth. Want a real laugh? Ever notice that all Flat Earth videos start with FBI copyright warning? Let me tell you something about that. First of all, what they're trying to do is they're trying to video claim fair use.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way. Read the law. Even YouTube says that just saying that I'm using this for fair use does not make it fair use.
Nope.
The proper usage for education, criticism, etc., etc., etc. That is how you use fair use. And even then, the copyright holder has the right to say, you can't use my shit. Okay. The FBI copyright warning, which is kind of funny now that I'm thinking about it, I get what your joke is there, and that is people who absolutely hate the government using a government sign in the beginning of their videos is a little bit ironic. Oh man. But here's another thing. Speaking of money, hold on, Globebusters. This. So, Globebusters. Now, whoa, God, that's loud. Sorry, I have headphones on. Y'all didn't hear that. Globebusters has turned off their commentary and likes and dislikes on all their videos. I wrote a message to YouTube because I was thinking about putting a video together on this, anticipating whatever it is that they were going to say about this. Now, Globebusters, YouTube specifically says that the only time that they would actually censor somebody's comments is if they were hate speech, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know, I mean, the real extreme shit. Okay, promoting violence towards others, and you know, all that nasty shit. Okay, and even then, it only would affect the person doing it. Okay, so let's say if I, Sly Sparkane, went over to Globebusters, even though I'm blocked, I went over there and I started, I don't know, talking about raping women and stuff like that. Something, you know, just absolutely asinine and inappropriate and just disgusting. If enough people reported me, then I would be removed.
Yes.
Okay. And even further so, even my channel could be removed.
Yes.
That said, it would not affect Globebusters' site at all. In fact, unless it was Globebusters actually doing it, they would be completely oblivious to it. They wouldn't even know it happened. Okay, they wouldn't get any hits, they wouldn't get any warnings and stuff like that, because obviously it wouldn't be Globebusters' fault that I came on there, you know, talking shit. So basically what YouTube pointed out to me is that there is absolutely no reason that YouTube has to leave somebody's videos up but take away their commentary. There is absolutely no reason. Okay, so the reason why I was researching that is because I was anticipating hearing from Globebusters, at least by now, that that, you know, this is part of some wild censorship bullshit. You know, how they're all talking about right now that, you know, YouTube is censoring this and censoring that without acknowledging the fact that most times it's because you're using copyrighted material and you're not supposed to be, so therefore they remove your video. Then you come back all butthurt saying that they don't want the truth out. Okay. There is nothing that YouTube would do. If YouTube was going to penalize that greatly your channel, it would penalize your channel, not just the comments and the likes and dislikes in your videos. So it tells me that across at least several videos, and they probably just got tired of searching them, it tells me that there's something to hide. And somebody was calling them out. And because they were calling them out, Globebusters went through and muted all their shit. Okay, so Globebusters, because this was an action actually performed by Globebusters. Okay, that means Jaron, that means the only ones I think actually have control of the channel is Jaron and Bob. I'm not positive, but it seems to be that way. Okay. So that means either Jaron or Bob probably got spammed by somebody who was pissing them off about the fact that they are frauds, both financial and intellectually, that they are frauds, and therefore they went through and they did a simple disable of all of their comments, likes, and dislikes. Look at this. Likes and dislikes and comments removed.
Well,
but yet left their Patreon up.
it could be something simpler than that. It could be that they're being held to task on some comments that they've made, and might be having some litigation issues.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That means you wouldn't hide your shit if you were in the right. Do you agree?
Agreed. I've only disabled comments on one video, and that was because it was a test, and I wanted people to give their honest opinions by voting.
Right.
On the voting videos. And I didn't want people getting hints from other people. That's the only video I've ever had comments disabled on.
Okay. And like I said, let me bring this back over here. Look, this is on all of their videos. Look, this one was in 2017. This is on all their videos. Okay. They are being held accountable for something, and they're hiding it deliberately. Because you know what's not here? I'll tell you what's not here. A "we're moving" video. You know what I'm saying? There's not a, from now on, we're going to do all our videos on the FE Core channel, which only has 3 commercials and nothing else. Or we're moving to Vimeo. Or we got our own video server. Or whatever. Okay? You will not find any of that here. Okay? Because that's where...
Are they live yet today? They're usually live on Sundays.
No, that's what's funny. I mean, they should have been live about the same time I went live. Or at least per their thing. Now, mind you, we're only a week and a half out now, 2 weeks out since their last live. I know it says a week ago, but what date was that? 13th. So yeah, we're 2 weeks out now. Okay, wow. They haven't had a live show in 2 weeks. Now, does that mean anybody's on vacation? Maybe. But you wouldn't disable all your comments, likes, and dislikes if you went on vacation. That's like burning down your house while you're in Tahiti. Sorry. There's something else going on there. Now, I don't like to be, I don't like to, speculate, but everything that's going on with Globebusters is not anything that's being done by YouTube. Because this is something that they did across their entire channel. And that means somebody must have been spamming them pretty hard. Because they didn't want anything to show up anywhere. So, call me a conspiracy, whatever, but something's going on there, and I'm laughing my ass off.
Oh, this is interesting. Jaron no longer has a channel intro.
No?
Yeah, he took his channel intro down.
Somebody here said one of them is on vacation. So?
That wouldn't mean you disable comments on and likes and dislikes on your channel.
Right.
Channel wide.
That just means there wouldn't be a broadcast this week, or if there wasn't, then somebody was missing. Maybe NASA finally killed them off. Now, mind you, unlike flat earthers, I wish no harm or pain or even, well, pain is something else. I wish no harm or death to people, even though Bob told me to fuck off and die. And everybody else said that they would actually perform my experiment if I died at the end. And yes, I have had death threats. We've all had those now. But but I will say this though. No, I don't wish people dead, and I don't wish anything on their families or anything like that. But I will wish you quite happily a deep carpet full of Legos. How's that?
So you have homework, Sly.
I have homework? Where?
You have to make an eggplant meme.
I have to what?
Make an eggplant meme.
Okay, maybe I'm not as hip as I sound. What is that?
Well, you have to get a couple. You have to get like 3 eggplants and tack on Anthony and Nathan and Randy's face on them. Riley in the middle.
I think that would be an insult to vegetables.
It's penis fruit, man.
Let's see. People close to Globebusters said they got a community strike guideline for hate speech.
I'd believe it.
I wouldn't.
You don't think so?
No, not really. I mean, yeah, okay. There's been a couple of times where they, kind of pushed up on the line, but they, or at least maybe I'm just letting Bob kind of be the overtone of everything. Bob tends to be, a little bit too much hippie to sound mean. Jaron, yeah, okay, and Morgal gets a little mouthy. But,
yeah, I mean, it didn't have to be Bob saying it on the show. It just could have been anybody on the show that said some kind of hate speech, and then Bob's the one who's going to get hit with the flag.
Yeah, I don't know, but I don't know if that would hit the whole fucking thing though.
But that still wouldn't render all of their comment sections.
Every one of them.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, the comments being taken down was their choice.
Now, I'm sure eventually, if they do return, I'm sure eventually they're going to come back with some wild excuse as to why all this happened, and it must be censorship from them, and all this shit. But honestly, it's all bullshit, dude.
Yeah,
it's all bullshit. Oh, did you catch what I played in the beginning, Sean?
I came in at like 4 minutes in, so anything before that I missed.
Yeah, you kind of missed the beginning.
I caught the whole part about Anthony dicking himself.
Mm-hmm.
With it all looks the same. No, not so much.
Okay, so you did catch it. Yeah, Riley says there's no difference in the two footages, none whatsoever.
Yeah, I made the comment in the chat because somebody said that he's blind. It's like, no, he's not blind. He's just insanely dishonest.
Well, you kind of do tend to get blind when all you can do is see somebody else's waistline all day.
Yeah.
But,
I thought with all the extra protein in the eye, it'd help out.
yeah, well, sometimes. Well, that just makes sure that you can see the belly button you're looking at all day. Wonder why you haven't picked out curvature there yet.
Riley says clouds aren't physical, and he doubled down on it. What?
Well, they're gas, but
yeah, they're vapor, yes, but they are physical.
I mean, I wouldn't be going up knocking on one.
Well, no, I think that he equates that physical objects must be, solid and hard.
So we get back to the beltline discussion.
Yeah, air is a physical object, and you get a good wind going, it can blow you over. So yeah. Air is a physical object, even though you can't knock on it. Same thing with clouds; they are physical.
Sounds like Pete Shea feels that he won an argument.
No, Pete.
Where's my cake? I want my cake and eat it too.
Pissy Pete thinks he wins every argument.
Oh yeah. Remember the time he thought the entire Milky Way was mapped out on the moon?
Yeah, well, he thinks the entire universe is mapped out. Is just a reflection of one little crater on the moon.
Oh shit! That'd be cool. That would save. You know how much money we would save on telescopes if all we had to do was point at one crater on the moon?
Yeah. All because there's 2 craters inside of a larger crater that makes it look like a figure 8. So that's infinity.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Oh God.
Yes, he found one crater that has 2 smaller craters inside of it.
That's cool.
It looks like an 8. So he says that that's the sign for infinity, and that's to prove that it's matching the infinite universe. You're looking into infinity because you're looking at an 8.
Oh God. And still seeing gray.
Yeah. Well, no, if you're looking into, if you draw an 8 on your piece of paper right in front of you, you're looking into infinity.
Yeah.
That's Pete Shea's argument.
Just like if you look at the Earth on a monitor, it's flat, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry, Pete. I'm not going to answer your shit today.
And just to help out emoji in chat. Beetle thinks he's full of shit too.
Kyle Crow, the Earth is flat. Still viral. Will be till it's over and known. Well, guess what? Speaking of viruses, there's several viral infections and even tumors that get large, but very few people take the side of that growth as something exciting. So, yeah. Just thought I'd point that out. Speaking of belly buttons, there's a superhero called Bouncing Boy. His power is being fat and using it to bounce like rubber. Well, I guess you got to make fat kids feel good too, huh? Let's see here. I've been burping radishes all afternoon.
Oh, did I show you the Minor Red's video or footage from Warren Dunes?
Well, I wasn't going to say anything about it until you showed me pictures, and I even nailed down where you were standing. But
yeah,
I've been waiting for you guys to put that video out, man.
I'm deciding how to put it together. I mean, because the footage is absolutely great.
Well, I agree, or at least from the shots that I saw, it's fucking awesome. But I haven't wanted to. I haven't even been holding back my little video of superior mirages until after that happens.
Oh, do you want to say something about while I find them real quick?
Well, okay. Of course, you asked me when I got a cookie in my mouth.
Cheers for cookie.
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 Oh,
Yum, yum, yum.
Apparently, at the last time that Sean and Red got together, they decided to do a little road trip. That road trip was up to, to see if they could see Chicago from the legendary other side of the lake. And now, according to flat earthers, you can see Chicago in all its glory. Therefore, the Earth must be flat, and it'll be undistorted. There'll be no changes to it. It'll look just fine. And it will be right there. And according to Rob Skiba, if you pray hard enough, it'll actually even be there. But no, I didn't. It's not Girl Scout cookies. These cheap little shit cookies that I got over the store. Yeah, cookies are flat. Exactly. And so Red and Sean went out and found themselves a really high dune. I was actually shocked at how high that fucking thing was.
Pretty up there.
And did a comparative shot, or comparison shots from the top of the dune hill to the bottom of the dune hill. And the stuff that they got back from that, it just looks absolutely awesome. Let me go ahead and present you, man.
All right. Let me know when you are.
Hold on. And remember, Chicago is supposed to be perfectly visible and look like Chicago. So, oops. Damn, menu went away.
And just
present to everyone.
Just to qualify, this is 47 minutes filming with two P900s right next to each other from the highest dune at Warren Dunes on Lake Michigan. And I compress it down to 4 minutes. So you're going to see 47 minutes worth of video in a 4-minute span, just so you can see how much atmosphere plays a role in refraction and how quickly it can change.
Now, Sean, just to clarify for the viewing audience, you were not laying on your belly when you made this.
No.
Okay. You did not. Did you use digital zoom?
No, it was all optical.
Okay, so all optical zoom, not laying on your belly. Gotcha. And at what height were you for this particular piece of footage?
Oh God, pretty fucking high.
Yeah,
it was more than 35 feet, Riley.
More than 35 feet. Okay. Well, as long as we're qualifying more than 35 feet at more than 30 miles away.
So we'll go ahead and play this. And it's just amazing how quickly the changes in the atmosphere plays a role in how refraction is affected. Because we're seeing mirroring, we're seeing tunneling, we're seeing a superior mirage, we're seeing an inferior mirage, all at the same time.
Well, actually, unless I'm mistaken, what you're seeing there is you are seeing you are under the oh geez, how'd they put that? Under the shear of the hot to cold.
Yes.
And so therefore,
thermal inversion.
right. So therefore, what you see along the top there, that wavy line along the top, is actually the top of that shear. And you are actually looking at Chicago refracted, of course, through the bottom side of it. Remember how Ranty'd like to say that, you know, it actually ends below it?
But here's the best part, Sly. Above that shear line, we actually get another refraction there, as you'll see that the top of this build, the Willis Tower, grows and shrinks through over time.
Now,
so
of course, now, of course, you digitally enhanced this, right? You did some changes, right?
No, this is actually just raw footage.
So you're saying that this is actual raw footage?
Yeah, well, it's raw footage sped up, 12 times.
Now, of course, you stretched this out so everybody could see it, right?
What do you mean by that?
I'll take that as a no. I'm sorry, man. I'm running down all the excuses.
Yeah, there's this shear line here, but you'll see that above the shear line, we're actually getting this thing going up and down above the thermal inversion layer. So we're actually getting another mirage effect above the thermal inversion.
Now, can you honestly tell me, during this time, was somebody praying?
No.
No, you can't tell me, or no, nobody was praying?
Nobody was praying.
Okay, so sorry, Rick.
There was a lot of holy shits going on.
Yeah. Sorry, Rick. Doesn't work, man.
But this was off of the P900 that was fully zoomed in. It was at 83 times optical zoom.
Okay.
The other video I've got, which I'll have to share that one individually. So let me get back to this window. Stop sharing, and let me start sharing the other one. Share screen, applications, zoom low. This is one that was not fully zoomed in, so we're actually seeing as much of Chicago as we can see. The other video cuts off right about here.
Right.
And what
on the other one, you can see Willis Tower to that, whatever that bigger one, that fat fucker is on the right there.
But
or,
what
well,
I'm planning
in the middle, yeah.
What I'm planning on doing is with a side-by-side comparison,
right?
In some way, and having them synced up, because me and Red were very careful on, we counted down to when we were going to start recording, and because the P900 has a limitation to how long it can record, we actually had to stop at one point and start recording again.
Okay.
But we did the whole 3, 2, 1 click to record and stop.
Okay, so now with this video still pending, I mean, this is obviously just a really nice teaser.
Yes.
With this video still pending, would you like me to release where you guys were?
Oh, go ahead. Feel free.
Okay. Now,
and while you're doing that, I'm going to actually load up the other video while we were actually in the parking lot, a lot closer to the water's edge.
Damn it!
And
hold on. I just zoomed the fuck away from it again.
And I believe it's this one. Oh yeah, there's that nice wind.
Okay, so let me go ahead and let me present real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I am presenting to everyone now.
Mm-hmm.
And why am I selected on you? There we go. Okay, so this is where they were at. I am correct, yes, Sean?
Yes.
Yeah, and they were actually up. Unless I'm mistaken, you guys were up on this hill?
You are incorrect.
Wait, hold on. I think I got this oriented wrong. No, there was a part. No, it was over here. Sorry. Over here.
Yep.
And sorry,
we were actually right in front of that tree line.
Yeah, I lost my place mark. I don't think I saved it last time I was here. But they were right up here. You'll be able to see when he brings his video out, the little landmarks in the parking lot and all this other shit.
Yeah, we were actually inside that tree line.
Yep. So, plus or minus a couple feet. And we'll try not to do this as Skiba would do it, by not showing correctly where you were and which direction you were looking. Let's see. Where's Willis Tower? Oh, there he is. Okay. That's 53 miles. Okay. Now, one might say, you can see Chicago from 53 miles. that must mean the Earth's flat. No, because as you saw in Sean's footage right there, it was all refraction based.
Oh, it gets better, Sly.
And wait, hold on a second. And I'll just throw my last word in here, and then it's all yours, man. Now this dune, as silly as it looks, this dune, okay, water level is 177 meters above sea level.
Yep.
They were at about 230 meters, so that's about 160 meters up.
Yeah, it's not playing around. That was a fucking hike. Red is not kidding. When I was almost dead climbing that son of a bitch.
I'm sorry, not 160, but about 60 meters up. Sorry. And what do you call it? That is that stupid thing is huge. And when Sean was showing me this offline, it was I was just like, oh, I could just hear you guys bitching about hiking up that loose sand.
Now keep in mind, I'm a long time smoker, and that fucking hike damn near killed me.
So let me get off me, and then I'll show you.
Well, stay on that actually.
Oh, see, damn it, get me pushing buttons and stuff. Okay, here we are, back here. Because
see that little gray little color spot right close to the line on the right?
This?
Or is it? Bring that forward. Okay, see the parking lot to the left?
This one.
Yeah, bring that to the center. Okay, near the top corner, not the first dark gray band, but the second dark gray band?
Second dark gray band.
You're on the third right now. There's the second. Okay, right about there is where we were parked.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and give me an altitude for that one.
Altitude on that is 185.
And compared to sea level?
Compared to sea level is 177, so that's what, 5, 6, 7, 8 meters up.
Okay, that's where we were for this coming up shot.
Okay.
And let me go ahead and share that.
On.
And this is after we went down the hill.
All right, let me put you back on presenting.
And that's what we saw. And we still see the inversion layer very close to the horizon now.
Mm-hmm.
Because that inversion layer is well beyond the horizon.
Yep, because now you're only getting superior mirage.
Yes.
And that's what I showed in that video the other day where everybody was sending me money to get new pants.
So, yes, there are plans to go back there again on a better day for mirages.
What are you telling me? You mean that's not the town of Bride? Don't you see it, man? Don't you see it?
But there are plans to go back there again and do this shot again, hopefully on better conditions to where there's not as much refraction going on, to where we can actually get a simultaneous from the dune and one from the parking lot shot, and then tell Anthony if they look alike or not. Just so he can dick himself again.
But nevertheless, here we are. We got two known Globers actually went out and do the shots over at Chicago. So fucking ha.
And unfortunately, I was not able to get Joshua Nowicki to come out because he actually had a business meeting that night, but he actually was interested in coming out and helping us replicate the shots.
Oh, okay.
And this is the guy that Jaron cherry-picked, or all the flat earthers cherry-picked their Chicago skyline pictures from. And what the newscaster on Jaron's old intro was saying, what you're seeing here is a mirage. That was Joshua Nowicki's videos and photos.
Right.
Joshua keeps going out there all the time. I mean, I actually joined his Facebook page, and he's always going out there and doing shots. Why aren't the flat earthers using all of his shots? They're only cherry picking one, and there's a reason for that, because the conditions change day to day, hour to hour, and as going by mine and Red's video that was 47 minutes long, minute to minute, conditions change.
Here, watch this. Hold on. And just to show you the cherry picking nature.
You got me presenting still.
No, I don't. The Chicago across the lake. Cross Lake, Michigan, sure. Images. Okay. Now, I'm not going to pull up anybody else's stuff here because some of these photos are copyrighted. Okay, but what you can see here is now this one's actually much closer. I used that actually in a video once. Here's the ones that are like yours, you know, kind of look like AT-ATs coming across the you know, Imperial walkers. There are times where you could see only half of it. This is I thought this picture was cool. This is on PBS. Actually, if it's on PBS, I could show it. Where all of Chicago is like way the hell up here.
Yep.
I mean, how cool is that? But at the same time, you know, oh, I don't know who the hell that is. Somebody else was playing around. But yeah, you know, Chicago is not this pristine, you know, disappearing just for a little bit from the bottom up, but otherwise perfect image. It's not. This one's cool. You got the sheer all the way above. Okay. So
I mean, so Anthony, your takeaway from this is refraction is a thing.
Yeah. Do I have to bring up the dang Joss video again? But yeah. No, these are all close-up shots of Chicago, but yeah. I mean, sooner or later they'll get it, but they won't. As long as they got suckers to watch this shit, they won't get it.
Now, have you noticed how many pictures that have the Joshua Nuki tag on them in this whole list? There's a crap ton of them. And the dude's constantly going out either to Warren Dunes or to the one that's a little bit further north, which was closed on the day that me and Red went out there to Warren Dunes because we wanted to go to the big one. But yeah, I mean, he's constantly going out there like a couple times a week, just because it's such a cool shot to do.
Yeah.
And because the conditions change so much, it is the holy grail to get the shot that, you know, everybody cherry picked.
Mm-hmm. Terman, as long as he doesn't get abusive, it's cool. That's kind of my rule on my channel. The only flat earthers that I block are the ones that get abusive. So if he's just making an ass out of himself, go ahead and let him. That makes him a good player for our team. So Terman was asking if he could block Pissy Pete for a little while every time he sees reflection. That's just like Truth Seeker, man. Every time he says assumption, I type in whatever chat I'm in. I'm like, drink, because he always
Terman retracted his statement.
Oh man. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, someday I'll get this video put together. It's just I don't know what direction I want to take with it.
Yeah, no, I understand that. Trust me, nobody understands that better than I do. I had a hard time figuring out how I was going to actually make that the Big East thing into something at least mildly worth watching until I started getting beat up about the scientific method. And I was just like, well, wait a minute. I've never actually done a video that's got the scientific method actually outlined in it.
Yeah.
So I use that as the backdrop for the video. Thought that was
somebody wants you to do your Oakley impression.
My Oakley impression? I don't have an Oakley. Do I have an Oakley impression?
I wasn't aware of one. That's why I was kind of curious too. Somebody says, Sly Spark King, do your Nathan Jokley impression.
How about this? I'll just give you a quote from him.
You fucking moron.
Are you a fucking moron? But what do you call it? I'll just give you a quote. He has actually said in one of his hangouts that he does not require scientific evidence to know that the Earth is flat. How's that?
Yeah.
And yet he'll Google the hell out of, you know, particular portions of an experiment or something like that, and he'll pull out of it a buzzword and then start pegging everybody for that buzzword, even though he himself doesn't even know what the hell it means. So, yeah. Pete Shea was a freaking engineer. Yeah, okay. Just ban him. That's what good old. That's a good old Nathan Oakley impression. Yeah, that's a good way. Oh no, like I said, I don't ban folks unless they get out of line. I don't. I like I said, I blocked Buddy Boy finally on my channel. And the reason why I did that was because he was making extremely inappropriate remarks against a female, and I'm not cool with that. And so he fucked himself on that. And I don't give two shits about what he has to say about it. He'll probably come back with another stock account, but he's been plaguing my channel since forever, since back before he was known as On the Level. I forgot what the name was before that, but no, he's been plaguing my channel since forever. And but I don't give a shit about him. I really don't. There's only one crater. Really? There's only one crater? Where? On the moon?
Or Tarkus, or whatever the hell it is.
Okay.
Apparently, every crater on the moon is just a kaleidoscopic image of that one crater, even though they all look different. It's kind of funny how that works.
Oh my god. Well, tell Tycho that.
Yeah.
Oh man. Let's see. I rarely got out. No, that's what I said. You're not getting out of line. You're stupid as fuck, but you don't get out of line, so that makes you a great player for the globe.
Well, I'm still waiting on Pete to overlay two craters perfectly on top of each other, so they actually line up and match, like his kaleidoscope hypothesis would dictate.
Well, I liked his really, really bent picture of the entire night sky that he seemed to have found a mirror of on the moon. The entire night sky. I'm talking about the entire Milky Way galaxy. I mean, come on, man. That was a long night. That was on the bring your own proof, and I wasn't going to let him on because I actually like people who can hold themselves accountable for their own stuff.
I like this from Pissy. Hear the matter out before judgment, Sly. At least Sean has a background on what I'm saying. Yes, you're a fucking idiot.
Oh, am I misquoting you by saying you superimposed a picture of the entire night sky, an arcing Milky Way galaxy, meaning that it's actually a panorama of the sky, and you superimpose that crooked onto the moon, kind of bent and distorted and said that it meant something.
And you're still not addressing the whole point here, Pete. Your mission was to find two random craters on the moon, overlay them so they actually match up and line up perfectly like your kaleidoscope says that they should.
Wait a minute. I have moved on from that, and Sly Sparkane, I have moved on from that, Sly, and have proven that to be the case and beyond. No, you haven't. All you did was prove that. I think it was on Google Earth when you're viewing the moon, that you could superimpose an image on the moon. Good for you, dude. You're a fucking hero. The moon is a reflection against a contoured barrier. Okay. Nobody else answer this. Nobody else answer this. Against a contoured barrier, would that be in the direction of the viewer? Would that be convex or concave? In the direction of the viewer. In other words, is it bending? Is it contoured towards the viewer or away from the viewer? Well, if you have 100 or so hangouts and I've only ever seen one of those images, dude, you're not doing very well. Come on, Pete. Answer my question, man. You just made a very specific statement. Okay, and of course, I want you to back it up. The moon is a reflection against a contoured barrier. Now, contoured barrier, that sounds a lot to me like it's a reflection up against the dome.
So he's saying it's away, so it's like looking on the inside of a spoon.
Okay, well, guess what, dude? It just so happens that today I was looking up getting a mirror for that somebody would use for the bottom side of a reflecting telescope. Guess what happens when something contours away from you when it comes down to light reflecting off of things? Guess what happens? I want to hear your answer first. Hello. No, no, don't answer. Don't answer the stuff you have no answer for. Answer it. Come on, Pete. I know you heard my question. I'll give you a hint. Shaving mirror. Makeup mirror. Distorts and curves around the perimeter, huh? So wouldn't that mean that it would actually distort and curve around the entire sky? Hmm? Or is it its own little isolated reflecting thing? Because you do realize that if you change positions anywhere, then that picture would change. Right? Yeah. Well, he might use a makeup mirror. You don't know, Terman. Come on. I still don't know why everybody else gets to read this shit before I do. Not our local sky, but the what? Now we see the northern. Now we see the northern and southern lights. What the hell are you talking about, dude? I'd love to show him right now, but I don't have a mirror available. Sean, did you make any sense out of his last post?
Oh no, not our local sky, but the peripheries. What?
See what I'm saying? And let it go further. Read it further.
Now we see the northern and southern lights.
Huh?
Oh my god.
I thought we were talking about the moon.
Oh my god. This is what Pete does. You get him hammered onto a point, he dodges, deflects, change topic.
Oh god.
Because no, if it were a curved mirror that was convex away from me, from anywhere on Earth, I would see all of the stars. All of the stars, north and south.
Yeah.
Again, that goes back to, parallel lines on a flat plane.
Antonio says he's brilliant.
Well, daytime, nighttime.
Mm-hmm. Sexy, sexy. One day, 28 days. One day, 28 days. One day, 28 days. That's still my number one hit, man. I have people who've actually copied that song. 69 miles at its highest point. Oh, damn, did I just yell that? I'm sorry.
Oh my god. Really?
And how do you get that 69 miles from?
Okay, so Pete, you're saying that the moon is on the inside of a convex mirror where we're looking like on the inside of a spoon, correct? Is that your model?
And that would have to mean that the sky is 69 miles high. Do you realize how much that would not function with daily observations? 69 miles, if you're looking at a globe, you can barely even detect 69 miles. That's what, about
I
the width of Florida.
I want to get this model nailed down. So the reflective surface is the dome.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like we're looking at the inside of a spoon.
Uh-huh.
So that would mean that the moon would have to be on the inside of the mirror.
And the mirror would have to be 69 miles high.
Is that the model you're proposing, Pete?
That's the words you said. Something like that, but of a different scale and contour, of course. I can't even follow this guy, man.
So what would be the parallax measurement of a moon that is at its highest point in the sky for somebody that's directly under it compared to somebody, say, 100 miles north?
100 miles?
What's the geometry of that?
Hold on.
Go ahead and tell me the angles.
I'll give you, hold on there. I need to go here, and then I need to go to my favorite sites, and then tools, and then triangle. Okay, and then I need to do, no, not that one, isosceles. Okay, now, hey, how big, well, wait, I would have to get 54, or 0.54 degrees at 69 miles, right? So let's see, 0.54 degrees at 69 miles. So C.
Well, let's not make it 100 miles. Let's make it 69 miles exactly from the directly under the moon to north of the first observer.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Hold on a second. 69 miles, and then let's say.
Because according to the globe Earth prediction, that's going to be a 1 degree difference. It's going to be 89 degrees for the northern observer.
Now I'm not looking at the chat, but I'll bet you somebody's already figured this shit out already.
Oh, so now all lights are observer-dependent reflection. But here's what you're missing, Pete. This is why I asked you your model. If the moon was under, on our side of the reflective surface, which is the dome, you're going to see the moon, and then you're going to see the reflection beyond it.
Okay, now, got the numbers here. Per Pete's measurements, a moon that is 69 miles away, in order to get its angular size, if it's directly above us, which is 0.54 degrees, it has to be 0.65 miles long, which is about 1 kilometer. Okay. So if I stretch that out to 100 miles, not very much further, it reduces in size by a whole third. And that's just me changing my location by, what would that be, 31 miles? That's moving 31 miles further away from it. It reduced in size by a third.
Yeah. So, Pete, your model's fucked.
Now, I know for a fact that there's actually a time of the day that Sean and I can both see the moon at the exact same time, weather permitting. Now, I just moved it out to 200 miles, which is 131 miles away from each other. And it just went down to about 1/5 the size. No, excuse me, 20. It went down to 20% of its original size. If you think you are showing us what you are doing, then you are failing hard. No, I'm just doing some calculations over here on the side. So let's see, Sean, how far are you from me?
Quite a ways.
Hold on a second. I can get a rough on that at least. I don't think I've ever really actually pointed out your house, but I'll just. What's the major town by you?
Go with South Bend.
South Bend. South Bend. So from South Bend. Okay, so from South Bend all the way to Frankfurt. Let's see, South Bend to Frankfurt is on or about 4,297 miles. And now, if Sean and I were to look at the moon at the same time, I think we could agree that we would get the same angular size. If we were to get the same angular size of a 0.65 mile moon, let's see, and we are 4297.72 miles away from each other. I think that's only like that because of the fact that I only allowed it to have 3 decimal places. Yes,
well,
actually,
that's your
did.
fault.
Hold on a second. Okay, the moon, which is normally 0.54 degrees in size, would be 0.00867 degrees in size. It would be
How
a
much?
speck. 0.00867 degrees.
Oh, okay. I missed something. What were you calculating here?
What I was calculating is if the moon was, let's say, directly above you. Okay, if Pete Shia's moon was directly above you, which we just calculated out to be a moon at 69 miles high, a reflection off of a dome that is at 69 miles high, that moon would actually, that reflection size would be 0.65 miles in diameter. Okay, if it was directly above you.
Okay.
So moving 4,297 miles to me from you, if I were looking at it while it's directly above you, mind you, would never be higher than maybe a pinky nail above the horizon, but which we won't even go into. The moon itself would be 0.00867 degrees in size to me. Okay, which is barely about the size of Jupiter.
Jeez.
With the naked eye from the ground. So, Petey, your numbers don't match, buddy.
Well, his numbers don't need to match for, blind assertions.
That's true. Flat earthers don't need numbers. It just works, right?
Make sure I don't lose my lighter.
Pete's from Limerick? Damn, my family comes from Limerick. Guess you all stuck around for the famine.
So, any more nice Lally news?
No, it was that was basically the only thing I wanted to put out on this whole thing. But I just decided to hang out because Sean showed up and we showed some pictures and pissed off some flat earthers, I'm sure.
Showed some video. Chicago's great.
Yeah. I've still never been to Chicago.
I've only been a couple times, and it's just not worth it.
I've been to New York City a couple of times. Well, that's only because I'm a native New Yorker. But
my advice for people going to Chicago, hire a driver. Don't drive yourself. You'll pull all your hair out. Place is nightmare to actually drive in.
Oh, dude, I did that. I went up to my grandfather is buried in Arlington National Cemetery.
Yeah.
And while we were there, me and my girl, we took a road trip just to get away from saddened family members. We took a road trip up to New York City and in a rental car. And aside from paying $5,000 in tolls between Arlington and New York City, I learned real quick. Next time I'm going to take the subway. I'm going to park in Jersey, because that sucked. I mean, it was all about just all go. You're just constantly moving, and it's not like, obviously there's not any place to pull over and park and go over and get a slice of pizza or something like that. I mean, it was just all go. And so I feel you on Chicago, man. Let's see. I am king of Erie.
How are you king of? Who said what?
Pete.
Oh God.
You're king of Erie. Well, that's cool because that means you got bent by Skiba.
Oh God.
Point Sly. Jim B cleaning the toilets right now. Hey, well, it's a job, man. You know, you gotta love it. I know I did that shit once.
I was a custodial engineer at one point.
Custodial engineer. I called it housekeeping. There was a period of time in my life where I was scrubbing toilets. But you know what? I did that because I love my kids. And that's sometimes what you got to do.
Yeah, slide. Shame on you. It's latrine, dude.
No, that's part of military life, man. There's you will not get away from, you know, finding all different ways to completely scrub down a latrine. But no, I'm talking about actually out in the world. Erie equals A minus RA.
So why weren't toilets ever called Anthony's? Because he does love his dick. Just saying.
Pete Shea, please read the last comment. I just did, dude. Erie equals A minus RA. It made absolutely no fucking sense. And I'm sad to say that you're in the country that's part of my heritage. You embarrassing motherfucker.
Yes.
And Limerick, no less, if the last post was correct. You asked me to read it, dude. I'm reading it to you in English. Unfortunately, I don't speak Gaelic. All right. Well, now he wants to start talking about the IRA, I guess.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude. You don't impress me. You got a bunch of people who are fighting over, well, the same God. So now, if you want to push England out of Ireland, I'm all for that politically, but not violently. But last I heard, all that stuff had to do with religion, and you know what? That just makes people stupid. So, Ray, whatever the fuck that means. Can he?
Did you just trigger Pissy Pete? He dropped a full FFS.
What's FFS?
For fuck's sake.
Oh. Yeah, well, I guess I did, didn't I? Pete, the reason why you're having difficulty relaying whatever it is that you're trying to relay to me is because I'm not interested in that discussion. I mean, I'm really not interested in that discussion. You know, I am a channel that debunks flat earthers. If you want to talk about political stuff, that's cool, but just there's nothing to talk about it here.
It looks like Jim B's owning him on his little Irish speak.
Mm.
Well, let's see. We've talked about Anthony dicking Anthony.
And then
about Chicago coolness. Talked about Jaronism wanting some attention.
Globebusters fucking themselves because they're hiding something.
Yep. Oh, what's left?
I don't know, man.
This week in Flat Earth Stupidity.
Oh, and apparently Jaron found it necessary to open up his video with Surfpurzel.
Yeah.
Because he's got nobody else that he can argue with, and Surfpurzel will probably eat him up anyway.
Probably. I like surf.
Yeah. I like videos with curvature.
So,
Yeah,
so you like Orphan Red, huh?
You had to read into that one, didn't you?
So you like Orphan Red, huh?
No, not at all. I like curvature with style, man.
Oh, okay. You don't like seeing 30-year-old women dressing up like little princesses?
Actually, that part wouldn't bother me so much if there wasn't that 5-year-old brain at the top of it.
Don't stick your dick in stupid.
Mm. Let's see.
Hey, Surf's in the chat. Hi, Surf.
Oh yeah, she's here.
We were just talking about you.
I made sure she heard that. I mean, look at this. What was this? Oh wait, is this the one? No, that's Globebusters. Sorry, Jaron. But I'll tell you what, Purzel, go ahead and make a video back to him because it's fun to watch him get beat up by a girl. But I only made it this far. But it opens up with, look at that. I mean, that was all it was. Now you're not in here. I'm not in here. You know,
it's like I said. You know, the really big names that he's really been hammered on by have pretty much dropped him like a sack of bricks because he's just not worth it anymore.
Yeah.
So now he's going to every channel he can possibly think of that might give him some attention.
Hey, look, he's got Chicago.
And that's from Joshua Nowicki.
Yeah.
That's the one picture that they cherry pick.
Thanks for sending money for nothing.
And just to point out again, that one little picture is actually a still from a time-lapse video.
Mm-hmm.
Where
the city goes up and down and all kinds of weird shit.
As I was saying, as shown in mine and Red's videos, the atmosphere changes drastically through time. And they cherry-picked the one picture that was the clearest and used that from the video.
Hey, Surf, just to let you know, though, let me tell you why you're here. Because you said something that he was probably already working on a video for, and he needs to discredit you before he releases that video. You see, he did that to me, Daz, and Wolfie not too long ago. He did the exact same thing. He put us up as the 3 biggest deceivers. Didn't even put Red into it. You know, he was in a big fight with Red at that time. We were put down as the 3 biggest deceivers in the entire thing. And the reason why he did that is because he wanted to put out a video about the equinox, which we had already quite cleanly displayed before that. But he came at us about it, and we became, what was his exact words? We are the worshipers of pedophiles and baby-eating demons.
Yep.
Okay. So, unfortunately, as cool as it would be that he would actually take the time to actually debunk something, which he won't, because he never will, because he never ever does. He just takes people's money because he does not actually perform his experiments. He'll just get some people together, it'll screw up, and he'll say, my bad, and delete all his videos about it. He's bringing you up because whatever this video was that you were talking about is what he's about to do a video on. So he needs to make you look bad first so that it's in people's minds that you in this video were wrong to them. That's why. Because that's what Jaron does.
That's all he's got.
Yeah. So but congratulations, you're officially one of they now.
You're one of us. One of us. You got mentioned in a Jaron video. You're in the big time, Surf.
Oh, yeah. Willkommen auf die Spitze.
You are now known to all 50,000 of his bot subscribers.
Yeah, Ja, das heißt, du bist jetzt total berühmt zu niemand.
So now you got to file the 400 pages of paperwork to get your shield check from NASA now.
Yep. And then you still won't get it.
Yeah, it'll be stuck on that conveyor belt. Thank you, housewife, for showing us all that.
It's not coming. It's not coming at all. I remember the first video I saw of hers. She was doing this whole thing about it had something to do with the sun. I don't remember anymore. And she had this little kiddie pool, and she was like moving this light around. It was so cool. But
Surf was one of my first 100 subscribers. I know that.
Oh, really?
She was one of my early subscribers.
So she was one of your first, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know when I ended up meeting up with her, but I don't know. I've been through so many damn videos now. It's just incredible. But a very valued opinion, Surfpurzel is, and definitely I haven't found anything even. You know what? People love to come to my channel, and to be honest with you, people on my side of the discussion, and they'll correct me on things that I've said or produced.
You're welcome.
Shut up. But I haven't found anything that I can correct her on. So hats off to that, I guess. What do you call it? She does great videos. She's far too underliked and far too underviewed.
I think a lot of people have a hard time understanding the accent, but once you get past that, she's a smart cookie.
She's educated proper, dude.
Right. I just think that the accent is very off-putting to a lot of people, but you know, take it with what the knowledge is. Don't worry about the accent.
Nah, come on. You know, Geo's accent is worse. Yes, Geo, I said that about you.
Well, Geo's also got the angry keyboard thing going on.
Yeah, that whole.
If it sounds like an earthquake somewhere, Geo's typing.
Geo's typing. But anyway, guys, I somehow managed to squeeze 2.5 hours out of watching Riley dick himself for 5 minutes. Yes, everybody go over to Surfpurzel's, watch her stuff. Really watch her stuff. She makes a lot of sense. She's to the point. Yeah, it's just that simple. And don't forget, everybody, please go over to Greater Sapien's channel. If you feel like it, throw $1 or $2 into his Kickstarter, because he's trying to go on that
circumpolar navigation flight.
Yep, around the world flight. And what do you call it? And if you yourself have the means, Jaron, or Bob, why don't you guys go on it?
Yeah, you guys can crowdfund like crazy.
I mean, y'all seem to not have any problem, and you don't even have to do anything. You just gotta sit there and eat your peanuts and be happy. Okay, so yeah, go over to Greater Sapien, throw $1 or $2 at him and stuff like that, because I would love to see him go on it. I am extremely jealous that he's going to be doing that. Unfortunately, the date that that flight is actually taking place is actually something important that goes on in my life on that date every year. No, it's not my birthday. And so it would be difficult for me to tear away from that to do that anyway. But at the same time, did I have the money, I'd probably do it. And then I would have to ask apologies for a bunch of people for the next day to show up. But go over there and take a look at what he's trying to do. And he only wants the money for the flight and for, I think, a camera.
Well, it's a flight in for some equipment that he'll need to actually do experimentation and testing during the flight. Right.
And he said, but if he goes over, if he gets donations over, then that will just improve the gear that he brings on the flight.
Correct.
And what do you call it? So go ahead, everybody go over there, check that out. And by the way, tomorrow, who is it that's holding the Memorial Day?
I think it's Team Skeptic.
Team Skeptic.
If I can stay on the Greater Sapien thing, I'm gonna pull the guilt string here.
Okay.
Now, back on May 1st, my dad died. Everybody stepped forward and helped out with funeral costs through a GoFundMe, or basically, donation, direct donation. That wasn't GoFundMe, that's direct PayPal. Everybody stepped up, and within 4 days, we got $6,000 to my mom.
Damn, dog.
So this Greater Sapien flight is months away. I don't see any possible reason why he could not get that money with as generous as this community is. So if you can, make this happen, make Flat Earthers cry.
No shit. Oh, I'm sorry. I just got informed that my live broadcast is impeding on other shows.
Yeah, it is, but
my telecast has gone into overtime here. Hey man, I'm trying to earn that check, dude. No, Team Skeptic's topic update was waiting for Sly Sparkane to finish.
oh well, then I guess we're gonna have to go and pester him for a bit.
Well, you are, man. I thought his shit wasn't happening until tomorrow afternoon.
No, the Memorial Day hangouts tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, but he's got a regular one tonight or something?
He's got Sean G on the panel right now.
Oh, okay. I don't know who that is.
Flat Earther.
Oh, okay. Still don't know who it is. They all look the same to me. What do you call it? No, because it's after midnight here. I gotta take the dog out. But ladies and gents, make sure you give a hearty welcome to Riley. If you're one of those people who likes to go on their chats.
Dicks.
And make sure that you tell him that Sly gave him a good dicking on his channel tonight. Okay? Ladies and gents, y'all have a great night. Go to Greater Sapien, go to Team Skeptic, go to Surfpurzel, and everybody can unsubscribe from Sean. Nobody cares about him. And
eat a dick, dude.
dick. Anyway, y'all have yourselves a night.